So we're expounding again, just talking. Um, Wanted to hit a couple not really major things, but they're kind of serious things to talk about. And a lot of people try to, dance around the subject. Um, the first one is the displacement of the male figure, not just in the home, but in society as a whole, and how his status is being diminished more and more. If you look at our culture and see where it's gone, not just that it's on a level of where they try to gratify a woman as being an equal, but they seem as if they act as if women are superior to men. And not that I have anything against women, I have a mother, so um, that's not the issue. The thing is that when you diminish the status of a man, and then you make it seem as if, well, this chick can not only do the job that he does, but her job. Now he's useless, or now he's not needed. It beckons me the question of what are you trying to say? Um, there's a commercial. Uh, uh, it's an internet ad. I'm not sure if it's on TV, but there's an older gentleman and a younger gentleman, and they're in a corporate environment, and the young man and the old man are talking to each other, and the old man and the young man are conversing, and all of a sudden you see this transformation take place where it's like it was like a switching of characters, but what I took it as, and if you watch it and if you see the ad, if you're thinking on your 10 toes, I thought of out with the old and in with the new, you know, and not just on a sense of out with the old man and in with the young man, but out with the old way and in with this new way. They have a new way of thinking that they're trying to impose on us. Um, I'm not sure what to call it. Uh, they have all kinds of names for it. I'm not going to get too caught up on the semantics of everything. But what we'll do is I guess what I'll do is I'll mull it over and then I'll create my own little line of thought for it. But as far as me calling it one man's this or another woman's that, uh, it's nonsense. We could run down all the all the psychological theories that people um, have invented, you know, like it's really their idea. But because human nature is human nature, they didn't establish human nature, and they weren't the first observers of human nature. There were people who were in which we follow rules and constructs who implemented all these things about human nature long before any of them ever said anything. All they did was chicken hawk off of people who have been docilated for so long. See, while I'm talking about it, what happens is that you get a person who can think outside the box, and then what they'll do is they take advantage of other people who obviously are not thinking outside the box. This is how it goes. Um, um, I see it all the time, you know. But just to get back to what I was just talking about, women being given the status of being what I feel is superior to a man now. It's just crazy how somebody who realistically, I know right now, if we go to Costco and I'm like, I'll give you $1,000 if you can just grab this large pickle jar and just crack it open. I'll even put it, you know what I'm saying? I'll even hit it on the bottom a few times to push the air and all that stuff through, right? And then, you know, let's see you get at it. I'm just saying, I'm not being chauvinistic. I don't have to be chauvinistic. I don't have to act superior or better than somebody. To prove my point that men and women are not the same, and that people think that men are superior in some aspect, at least on the physical aspect, uh, which is always propagated in movies and shows. One chick toppling several men, just unbelievable nonsense. Look, young ladies, I would never advise for you to fight several grown men, let alone one grown man, unless you are a highly well trained individual. And even then, in that circumstance, I would tell you to be very regardful of a circumspect. If you don't know what circumspect is, that is to be mindful and to use wisdom. Anyhow, um, I just find it highly despicable that they could test a female athlete, or what isn't a female, it's a hermaphrodite, uh, and find that, yeah, the testosterone levels match a man and the other whatever type levels match a man, too high to be a woman. You should have seen the muscles on this individual. It's crazy. I'm just like, like, how does this work? This person identifies. Hold on. Once again, this is a part of the whole attack, the scheme on people, the gender identity nonsense. The person identifies as a female, but yet they have more or less male anatomy on the inside, and they have the physiology of male and female. So, without being vulgar or anything like that, this is just what the situation is. Um, I find it very awkward that all these things are all happening at one time, don't you? Have you guys noticed the string of murders that have been happening lately? You should, if you don't know what's going on, there a lot of people who grow marijuana in the U.S. for some odd reason. It's like they just all these shootouts and people just getting killed left and right all over the United States. A lot of marijuana farms, and and I won't lean too much on anything because you never know who can watch this stuff. But circumspect tells me that the cartels, people who I don't know if they pride themselves, but they stay out of the limelight. You know what I mean? They're not just out there doing the most because they want the U.S. government coming down to Mexico, creating task forces, messing with the drug lines and this, that, and the third, and the third, excuse me. And even though people are like, well, there's corrupt officials, and look, man, there's people who still believe in doing the right thing, regardless. So they don't want that trouble. Number two, um, why would you want to give the U.S. a reason to mess with you if you're the cartels and come take your dope and your money? No, that didn't make any sense. Okay, so who could it be? Who could it be? That's the question you need to ask yourself. You can say, oh, it's just people who know these people. No, no, no. See, they've conditioned you to believe a certain way. What if I told you that I don't believe that most crimes are committed by people that people know? In a sense, you might have known one individual. The 6 degrees of separation work only a certain type of way. If you grew up in a city of 200,000 people, you've seen most of people's faces once, twice, or another in a 25, 30-year span. Um, Saying all that, I think it would be circumspect again to feel as if these people that you're around, some of them are capable of doing things that you might not think that they're capable of doing. Finding yourself in a spot that you don't want to be in. Anyhow, I mean, I get carried away with that. I just like to just go from thing to thing to thing to thing. I don't stay on nothing too long. No need to beat nothing down too long. On another note, does anybody find it awkward that I'm not saying that it's being set up for the first woman president or whatever, but does anybody find it awkward that and they're gonna say, you can count this to ISIL or whatever. I don't believe in any of that. I read a book a long time ago. Black Arm something. Oh my goodness. It was anyway. The guy was a journalist. I just can't think of the name of the book. I apologize. The guy was a journalist, and he explains how Al Qaeda is make believe. I didn't say this. Hold on. There's a book about this. And he goes on to explain. He's flying with this Russian Air Force pilot who flew a Ilyushin 76 during the Soviet era and all that stuff. And anyhow, before I even get carried away with all that, he goes on to explain that Al Qaeda wasn't even real. Al Qaeda was made up. Al Qaeda was something that they invented. So, saying that, don't get too crazy about it. I just don't believe in ISIL. That's just what it is. Maybe you shouldn't either. Maybe you should. You can say whatever you want to say. They're gonna blame whoever they want to blame. None of that stuff is real to me. None of it's real. Show me the fight on the ground. Huh? Where are you people at picket signing for that, huh? You're out here picket signing for all kinds of rights and nonsense, debauchery and whatnot. Hold on now. Just legalized abortion or to keep the clinics open. What a way to say we don't want you to be responsible for your actions. Yet they want you to be responsible for your actions. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hold on one moment. People are like, well, what if she gets raped? Well, what if she gets raped? This does happen, yes. It's an occurrence on Earth, yes. So she lives with that and has the baby. That's what she does. Ain't heard that one yet, have you? Right. This is expound. I go in. You looking for PC? There's none of that around here. I don't care what you think. I don't care. You can red button up right now. Anyway. So many different things on my mind. I mean, how could you say once again that I believe that you don't have to be held accountable for going out here practicing what is procreation, copulation, fornication, intercourse, or just downright what you like to call sex? So, saying that, and they don't want to be held accountable. No, nay. They say, hold up. We don't want none of that. We'll have a baby when we want to have a baby. And not, once again, you're not God, people. You don't believe in God, then fine. That's good for you. That doesn't pertain to you, then carry on you. But anyhow, they've allowed for people to pretty much not be held accountable. Disgusting. What else is disgusting? Most of you should probably look into your state constitutions. I would advise this. Because Washington state constitution, Article 1, Section 12, if I'm not mistaken. One moment. Look on my phone real quick. Washington state constitution, Article 1, Section 12. Give me one moment. We're just waiting. Don't worry. I'm having a good old time over here. See, I'm just trying to teach y'all something. A lot of y'all don't know how to do stuff like this. Okay, bam. Listen to this. This stuff is crazy. Section 12. Special privileges and immunities prohibited. No law shall be passed granting to any citizen, class of citizens, or corporation other than municipal privileges or immunities which upon the same terms shall not equally belong to all citizens or corporations. Okay. Now, I want you to think about this. Why would it not be circumspect? Huh? Why would it not be circumspect to think like that? That's how quick I pulled that up. I know this kind of stuff about my state. I know these kind of things. I always look this kind of stuff up. That's what I do. I go to the library to check out books. I read. I do all that stuff. I go on walks. I don't own a vehicle. I could if I wanted to. I just don't. If you don't know, they say that driving can peak your stress levels to 5,000 times the normal state of being. That is crazy. Uh, this book right here, uh, Natural Cures, excuse me, Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About, by Kevin Trudeau. I don't advise this book you go by, because the dude pretty much advises the Scientology Dianetics trash nonsense. Anyway, uh, that's besides the point. But there's a lot of useful information in the book, you know, a lot of information that's based on physics. If you don't know what physics is, that's medicine. Okay, doctoring is not physics. Doctoring is butchering people and giving them pharmaceuticals. uh, Anyhow, I'm not sure if you knew, but I'm gonna end expound on this. Did you guys know that doctors, or those who practice apothecary, have been known to have been the first to introduce confection to most society? Do you know what confection is? Confection are the sweet things, candy, pastry, things of that nature. I just wanted to expound, get some things off my chest. Um, what else is there? What else is there? I don't think there's anything else right now. Good day, y'all.